Throughout our local radio news extract, there are a number of different social groups that are represented throughout local Kilburn radio news, and the first social group that is represented is young media professionals. As you can see from this picture, Ruben is there, and he's represented throughout the extract to be quite a confident person with a lot to say, as he has his own opinion on everything. This is due to the fact that he's reading off a script and he can control whatever he wants to say and give his own opinion on everything that is being talked about throughout the local radio news.
In our 5-minute radio show, we got to interview paramedics and ask them why they think that there are gang-related attacks. They got their own interview because the audience need to know that they have some sort of authority. And if you look at the gang members, they didn't get an interview because we couldn't directly go up to them and ask them individually.
Throughout our local radio news broadcast, not everyone actually has the opportunity to speak for themselves. An example of this is the gang members, in which we've done a story about a shooting. They were spoken about by the radio presenters and interviewers and specialist reporters. However, the people that are being spoken about did not in fact have the opportunity to say what they wanted to say.
So in our radio show, we talked about teenagers stealing from local newsagents. Just like the gang members, the teenagers did not get their own interview, but they were spoken about by the presenter of the show. So therefore, the teenagers did not have their say in the show.
The next social group in which I'm going to speak about, which was represented in our local radio news broadcast, is shoppers of Kilburn High Road. Shoppers are represented in one of two ways. The first is a vox pops, where people got to say whatever they want. It was like a normal interview, however, parts of it were cut and edited into snippets, so what the broadcast wanted to add in, they could. However, the second way in which they're represented is how several people had interviews which were turned into vox pops. However, one member got the privilege of having an actual interview, which meant they could say whatever they liked, and they were not turned into vox pops, so they were given their own personal opinion. So that's a sense of confidence it gives them, as they can say what they want. The next social group we're representing are residents who were involved in a car accident, but the people during the car accident didn't get an opportunity to say their side of the story. The reporters done it for them. This was because they were in no position to give their side of the story. So our reporters gave a live update from what was happening and just gave it from their point of view. This shows that radio news is slanted in the favour of some social groups rather than others.